Shit. Fuck.
You're listening to This Week in Real Estate with your host, Rob Golfi. Brought to you by the Golfi Team at RE/MAX Escarpment, featuring Conrad Zarini, broker-owner of RE/MAX Escarpment Realty Inc., and Brian Hogben, owner of Mission 35 Mortgages. Let's hear what's going on in real estate this week.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. Big weekend coming ahead for me anyway. I'm looking forward to it. So I don't know why, but anyway. So anything new happening? I've been reading a lot of articles in the paper about luxury real estate, interest rates, and a luxury real estate will be a great thing to buy. But Conrad, I got to tell you something. Anything over 2 million in the past 4 months has been. I mean, you don't want to be a luxury agent right now. I'll tell you that. Like hardly anything over 2 million has been selling. Like right through Niagara.
You're right. Yeah.
Through Niagara.
But we're talking true luxury though. Let's talk about the 10 million plus club, because actually 10 million plus, we sold more $10 million plus homes in 2022 than we did in 2021, and significantly more than we did in pre-pandemic levels. So the 10 plus club doing well.
No kidding.
They don't care about the market. They don't.
The super rich, the super rich like Conrad have no problem.
Oh my God! Yeah.
10 million. He hangs around that circle of people.
Yeah.
I need to get in that circle.
Yeah,
that's it.
Funny.
But yeah. So now, interest rates, Brian. You were talking about.
Yeah.
Like, let's get into it. Like, that's the talk of the topic.
It is illegal what's happening right now. I might swear a little bit because I'm going to rant, but like I was up last night. I just put Lila to bed. It was like 8:30. I'm ready to watch my Netflix and chill. And I get a 1-800 number phone call from a bank, right? So I'm like, I had a bad day. I'm going to give someone else a bad day, right? So I answer the call, and it's the renewal department from the bank. And they don't know who you are or that you know anything, right? So they're like, oh, Mr. Hogben, rates are going up next week. And first I'm like, oh, you're a fortune teller. That's great. You know for sure they're going up. Okay.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe this script. I said, I'm just played dumb. I said, what should I do? Because I've got a couple variable rate mortgages too with this bank. And they said, I'm in a variable. I said, what should I do? What do you tell me to do? She said, well, Mr. Hogben, did you know that in 1982 rates went up to 21%?
Oh, nice.
Oh, I said, you gotta be kidding.
Like in my mind, I'm going, this is your script. This is what you're calling and telling. I'm saying, I said, wow, are you telling me rates are going to go up to 21%? Well, she said in 1982, they went up to 21%. I don't know what you should do, but I'm like, I was floored. I tried to tape the phone call, the tape the phone call app. I was like, that, but I'm sitting here and going, and then the other part was, I said, okay, well, I said, I don't know if they're going to go up to 21%, but I said, what's the rate you can give me right now? And I'm about a year and a half in, okay, on a 5-year variable. And she said, well, we can give you a 4-year interest rate at 5.8%. And right now, 5-year money has just gone down. And I'm not saying lock in or don't, depends on your situation, right? But 5-year money right now, we just saw 5-year money, because of a lot of announcements, dip below 5.
5, yeah.
So the renewal rate was like 3/4 point above what I could get almost anywhere else. And I'm like, number one, you're telling me rates are going up to 20%. And number two, you're giving me a shitty rate to lock into. I was like, and I'm just, for anybody who's listening out there, just get a second opinion right now. There's fear mongering at its worst right now by the big banks.
What country were they calling from? Like,
I wouldn't be surprised if it was someone from another country with a script.
Like
calling that. It's like, this is
actually, what? I went to it. There is a huge call center in Toronto, very close to Union Station. And they do all the banks. I've walked the aisles. It's pretty impressive. But the one that gets me, and Scotia got really in trouble with this, is the cash back. They're saying we'll give you $1,200 cash back. And I know we shouldn't mention names of banks, but it's I'm not telling you anything out of school. It's in the Globe and Mail. They're calling people and saying, hey, listen, again, doom and gloom, lock in, and we'll give you cash back, $1,200. Like that, you know what I mean? So what the heck?
And
on a renewal, cash back on a renewal?
Well, and then the cash back is probably tacked on if you break the mortgage early too, right?
Oh,
so
for sure.
It's not cash. It's like pay later for it money.
But when have you seen cash back on a renewal? That's my question. You know what I mean? Like never, because they're trying to get people to lock in because they know, medium term rates are going to drop, right? So they want to get as many as they can in. And
cash back is always baked into an interest rate. Yeah. Right. Like everything costs something. So if you're getting some cash back, you're likely it's
paying
built into the rate a little bit.
They're going to add it on to the 5-year term or whatever. You're totally paying it regardless.
Yeah, totally. It's we still do those for those who need it, right? If you got to pay off a loan or do something like that, but it's baked into the rate. You're paying a 1/4 point premium typically for every 1% cash back.
So is that what banks are doing now? They're trying to get people to lock in because it is good interest rates for the bank. It's good for them, but is that what they're pushing right now?
Totally. They are full force getting. I was on one of our chapter calls for the Mortgage Professionals Canada for Ontario, and one of the lenders was saying that it is a record number of people locking in and early renewing right now, December, January right now. There's a lot of fear. The rates have gone up a lot. And it's not to say that it's not a good idea to lock in, depends on your situation. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of the consensus is we're close to the peak, right? We're close to topping out. So, the other thing that my fearless advisor didn't tell me when rates were 21% is that right after that, they dropped by 5% the next year. Yeah. Like if you look at 1982, what happened after that? They went down by 5% the next year.
And it was 9 months. It was only a 9-month period. So if you could have hang on for 9 months, you would have been just
Can you imagine people that did lock in like 5 years at 19-20% interest? Yeah. Like, can you imagine? Yeah. And I knew my parents back then. They're conservative, blue collar. They bought into what is it? Is it Canada Savings Bonds? And they were like,
they were. Yeah, they were like paying that. Yeah,
they were paying
20%.
My parents put their money in there. They did very well on that. But the thing is, and so the Canada Savings Bond, the government lost money on that, I guess, with the interest rates and their solid, locking on an interest rate. But I don't think we'll see interest rates at 20% ever in our lifetime. I mean, our parents saw it, right? And we saw, Conrad, you and I, we saw at a very young age, we saw 10 to 12, 13%. Yeah. Now, in the 90s, do you think we'll see? Do you think we'll ever see in the future interest rates? We're a lot smarter now than we were 30, 40 years ago, and so on. If it goes to that level, I mean, we're in it. I mean, the world's in serious trouble.
Everywhere, totally.
Yeah, I'd be shocked. If we end up seeing that, based on the, look at people qualified to get the debt that they have at stress tested rates, which means that right now technically it's just borderlining on unaffordable for some people because of the stress test, right? But if they go up another 2, 3, 4%, the household debt levels are exponentially higher than they ever were. Mm-hmm. So that's a lot of debt that people are carrying that they won't be able to afford. So to go up that high, I don't. They know
we're in serious trouble if it goes another two points, and they're not going to let that happen.
We just saw inflation come down too, right? Inflation came down, the biggest number since April, which is good. It means that all the raising rates, it's curbing spending, it's working. Yeah. So to go up another 1 or 2 points, unless there's some sort of unforeseen war or something that breaks out. But I think we're really close to the top right now. Yeah, other than the U.S. quarter in January. So
or the U.S. doesn't pay their debt ceiling. They don't increase the debt ceiling in the U.S. because that's the other thing. But that's going to happen, right? They're going to. That's. I love the show they put on in the U.S. right about this debt ceiling, right? They we're not going to raise it, and you know what I mean, and all that stuff. They say if they don't raise it, they'll send shockwaves through the whole world, and there'll be recessions everywhere. So they 400 people have it in their hands.
So
Rob, I think you're right. I think you're not going to see anything like that. I think we're going to get to this. We're probably going to get to this nice 4.25, 4.5 for like longer term.
Yeah.
And that's good. And that's the economy works well when it's in that range. So no, I think we'll see those kinds of rates.
And does the U.S. have? I mean, are they usually higher or lower than us, or bang on the same? Like they're like, I mean, we're always
higher,
half a point. Are they always higher than we are usually?
Well, usually,
right now they're
Like, they're higher now.
I mean, we're very close in interest rates, but I know they're like a little different than we are. Like, are they like any countries in the world right now at 7 or 8% anywhere? Like, I know I haven't looked at that, Brian.
Like Australia and New Zealand. Yeah. But then you got to remember the other side. Look at Japan, had 0 rates for like decades. Very low interest rates, right? They had a stagnant economy though. Like,
Japan was in a recession for over 20 years, weren't they? Because exactly. They've got 0 growth. People are leaving the country. So I mean, they don't need any more housing there. Is that going to be like that forever for those guys there, like in Japan?
Well, I think all over the world you're seeing populations like shrinking. Like birth rates are low, and Canada's opening up their arms with more immigrants and things like that, and that's also fueling. That's gonna fuel the next wave of price increases. Sure. Oh, and the other thing is rental rates. Like I just read an article today, because of the ban on foreign buyers, the stress on rental is going to be through the roof because they can't buy. You're going to bring 1 million guys in here, in the process of getting their citizenship. In the interim, they're going to be renting, so it's the pressure on rental is going to be through the roof in the next 2 years.
No, you're right, and I think we're going to see another boom like 2017, 2021, 22 in 3 to 5 years from now. I truly believe that because of what the government's planning on bringing immigrants in and everything else, and again with the interest rates. I think we're going to flatline. I think that this year we're going to see it zigzag up and down a little bit here and there, right through the year.
They're going to try and get it right because it'll be a little bit of that. I agree with that.
I think it's just going to be just a little bit of, nothing major. And now, do you lock in or not? I'm debating on some of the properties to lock in.
You know what? Some of the strategy that we tell people before, especially if you're an investor in that, like have a diversified mortgage portfolio. It's no different than having a bunch of stocks. Like I've got 2 or 3 variables and I've got a bunch of fixed as well too, because I can't say for sure what's going to happen, right? If you have one, if you're just the primary principal residence, you got one, go for what's comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Time in the market is so freaking hard. I think we can all agree. And if you're okay, like I think right now fixed rates are good. If you find the house, you like it, you can lock in under 5% right now. You get a rate of 4.99. You want to lock in for 5 years?
No problem.
It seems that 2-year thing is really, I'm talking to a lot of financial people saying 2 years has been the one because, we talked about this before. You can renew in 18 months. And let me tell you this, there is one stat that history shows us. There's been 7 mortgage adjustments upwards in the course of the last 20 some odd years. Every time after that period of time, there was shrinkage in the market. We're seeing, sales shrink, like the percentage of sales shrunk, but it shrinks down about 11% on average. Now we went down over maybe 22, 23% in unit sales in our area. But then after 2 years, it jumps 14%.
Oh,
so that 2 year, I tell you, that 2 year, you got flexibility. But if it starts to turn in 18 months, you can do that renewal in 18 months, right? You can lock in, right? Or you wait it out. But I will say this, we are already 9 months into this.
Yes.
So maybe there's another, in 15 months, we're going to see a spike in unit sales. And you know what that means, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what that means? Prices
are going to start climbing. Yeah.
They start climbing. So plan it in that time.
I honestly think we're going to have a spike starting next month. I do. I think there's going to be a little bit of a spike in February, March. Conrad, you and I know.
Appointments are showing
Brian knows. February, March is when the start of the year. There's a lot of guys are waiting, and I think they're just going to say, you know what, this is the norm. Let's just go. Let's just buy a house.
Our pre-approvals are way up year over year.
Yeah, so people are gearing up.
A lot of people right now. I'm pre-approved. I'm ready to go. Like that market is chomping at the bit right now. Absolutely
awesome. Guys, listen, I want to thank you. Our time's up, running out. Great seeing you. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Rob.
Absolutely.